Hi everyone, welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this large toddler or small child beanie. For this project, I'm going to be using size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn, and this is just the Big Twist Value brand. I'll also be using a size F or 5 crochet hook. And we're going to start this pattern off with a magic circle, and we're going to place 12 double crochets inside of it. And if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, please check the links in the description because I'll have my stitch tutorials listed down there. And starting now, we are going to begin a continuous loop pattern, which means we won't be starting and stopping each individual row, but instead it's going to act more like a spiral. And the pattern for the next row is going to be to place 1 double crochet in the first stitch. And once you have your double crochet in place, then go ahead and locate the post of that same stitch. And what you're going to want to do is place a front post stitch around the post portion of this stitch. And in case you're unfamiliar with how to do that, I'm going to show you. So go ahead and yarn over and then insert your crochet hook up around the post portion of that stitch. Then yarn over and drop your post, yarn over and drop 2 loops, and yarn over and drop 2 more. So go ahead and repeat that process for every stitch in the row, placing 1 double crochet as well as 1 front post stitch in every stitch in the row. And when you get to the end of your row, you should have 24 stitches. And you might find it helpful to grab a scrap piece of yarn or a stitch marker to keep up with the first stitch in every row. And the pattern for the next row is going to be to place 2 back post stitches in each of your previous row's double crochet stitch, and then to place 1 front post stitch in each of your front post stitches. So to do that, go ahead and yarn over and then insert your crochet hook coming from the back around to the front and then back around the back again. Then yarn over and drop your post. Then yarn over and drop 2 loops and yarn over and drop the last 2 loops. So go ahead and add a second back post stitch in that stitch, and then you're just going to repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, placing 1 front post stitch in each of your previous row's front post stitches and placing 2 back post stitches in each of your previous row's double crochet stitches. And when you get to the end of the row, you should have a total of 36 stitches. And the pattern for the next row is going to be to place 1 back post stitch in your first stitch, 2 back post stitches in your second stitch, and then 1 front post stitch in your third stitch. And you're just going to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done, you should have 48 stitches. And the pattern for the next row is going to be to place 1 back post stitch in your first 2 stitches, and then to place 2 back post stitches in your third stitch. Then you're going to place a front post stitch in that 4th stitch. And you're just going to repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done, you should have 60 stitches. And that was our last row of increasing. So starting from here, you're just going to follow like stitches for every row. So in every previous row's back post stitch, you will place a back post stitch, and in the front post stitches, you will place a front post stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern for multiple rows. And I went ahead and followed this pattern for 12 rows. And so now all we're going to do is just switch to single crochets. So go ahead and start placing 1 single crochet in each stitch in your row. And when it comes to your front post stitch, just place your single crochet in the top of that stitch. And we're just going to repeat this for multiple rows, placing 1 single crochet in each stitch in each row. I went ahead and placed 5 rows of placing 1 single crochet in each stitch in my row. So now I'm just going to place a slip stitch in my next 10 stitches. And once you have your 10 slip stitches in place, then go ahead and cut and tie off your yarn. And I like to weave my tail in the direction that I was crocheting for a couple of stitches and then up the inside of the beanie. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.